What's good? It's your boy Jay. That's me. We're going to get into TNA Sacrifice from March the 14th, 2025. An okay show for the most part. There are a couple of things that we could have done without, but it is what it is. But overall, the show was good nonetheless. So, we're going to go over the pre-show fairly quickly. First class, they defeat the Aztec Warriors, Laredo Kid, and Octagon Jr. I have no idea who Octagon Jr. is. I'm pretty sure he's probably competed in AAA and maybe a couple of GCW events and stuff like that. Maybe. I don't know. Just putting it out there. Maybe. Then we get the street fight between Mance Warner and Sami Callihan. That actually bled into the main card, which that ended up being the first match on the show. Oh my God. So Mance Warner, he defeats Sami Callihan via a big running knee for the 1-2-3. Who cares? I don't care about Sami Callihan. He sucks. It's time for him to move on and do something else. Like, just work on his... Sami Callihan should just stay with MLW and work his own promotion, Wrestling Revolver, and just stay there, please. Mance Warner, I don't know, man. I really don't know. I don't know why he's even there, really. Moving on. So then we get the Sacrifice video package, which was pretty cool. So then this leads us into Tessa Blanchard versus Lei Ying Lee, a.k.a. Xia Li. So Crystal Poppin, she wraps Tessa Blanchard to the ring, which is pretty cool. So Tessa Blanchard defeats Xia Li via the Magnum. 1, 2, 3. This was great. The match here was pretty solid and smooth. This was a decent back and forth match. I really like Xia Li, and I hope that she does good things in TNA. So this is a pretty good, solid mini feud for Tessa Blanchard to be in. So that makes sense. Moving on. So Jeff Hardy, he's backstage with Gia Miller. He says that he's going to be the next X Division champion. Nic Nemeth says that he's glad to be back. And in the cage, they'll prove who's the best. Who's the best of the best. Elijah says they're walking into a war. Leon Slater is happy to be with a team of legends, and he has two objectives: to win the match and prove that he belongs with this group. Matt Hardy says this is an all-star team, and the system and colognes will be deleted. Joe Hendry says you said their names and they appeared. There'll be no escape, and after they win, everyone will be chanting "We Believe." So this is a pretty good little backstage segment involving the Team Joe Hendry. So that's pretty cool. Nice, good stuff there. Next, the Rascals and Ace Austin, they defeat Wesley and Tyson and Tyreek. This is a really good, fun match. I fairly enjoyed this match. A bunch of high spots there. Towards the end of the match, Ace Austin and the Rascals, they were able to they were able to dispose of Tyson and Tyreek, which left Wesley all alone. And then Wesley was like, look, I'm better than all you guys. I think Zachary Wentz said fuck you, basically, which was great. And then that allowed for them to hit the lightning spiral into the spiral tap for the 1, 2, 3. And that was great. So this is really good stuff here. Match was definitely fun. I thoroughly enjoyed this match. Really good. Really good. I'm glad that this feud between Wesley and the Rascals is officially over and done with. So it makes sense for Zachary Wentz to be the one to pin Wesley. So that was great. Nice. Moving on. So Gia Miller, she's backstage with Steve Maclin, who says the right time is now. He said he's calling a shot. He says mayhem for Frankie Kazarian. Oh my God. So Steve Maclin, with the help of Eric Young, who was on commentary for this shitty match, defeated Frankie Kazarian via the KIA. So Frankie had gotten Maclin into a chicken wing. Eric Young ended up distracting the referee. He hit Frankie Kazarian, I think, with brass knuckles, which he did. And then he threw Kaz back into the ring, and then Maclin hit the KIA. This should have been on the pre-show, really, if we're being honest. Oh, boy. I don't care about Steve Maclin. I don't care about Eric Young. I really don't. I don't even care about Frankie Kazarian. At this point, just get rid of all of them. You know, make Eric Young a producer. Same thing with Frankie Kazarian. And just ship Steve Maclin off to NWA or whatever, or MLW. I don't give a fuck. Moving on. So, the Elegance Brand and the Personal Concierge, they defeat Spitfire, Danny Luna, and Jody Threat. So they are now the new Knockouts World Tag Team Champions, which is great. I love this. This was great. Makes perfect sense. So the finish was a submission, and then I think it was Heather Elegance who went on the top rope and did a double foot stomp. 1, 2, 3, which is great. Then the lights went out, and the Metaphor, Lash Legend, and Jakar Jackson, they showed up. So this is great. So more NXT, TNA crossover. Excellent shit here. I'm glad that Ash by Elegance and Heather by Elegance, they are the new Knockouts World Tag Team Champions. Makes perfect sense. Hopefully they can Hopefully they can split Spitfire up. I could definitely see Danny and Luna doing pretty well as a singles competitor. Jody Threat, not so much. Moving on. Mustafa Ali defeats Mike Santana. So Mike Santana, he was wearing an Eddie Guerrero shirt, and he entered in a lowrider. So you think that he'd win here, right? No, he didn't. Mustafa Ali won, which was great. He rolled up Mike Santana because Tasha Steelz in the good hands, they served as distractions, and she ended up slapping Mike Santana, and then this allowed for Mustafa Ali to roll up Mike Santana. And then Mustafa Ali, he went to the crowd. He grabbed the beer from a fan, and he put it in the ring. and this pissed off Mike Santana. This was tremendous. This was good shit right here. I love this. I love it. Mike Santana was pissed, boy. He was irate. Oh boy, was irate, boy. He was pissed. Oh shit. He was pissed. Oh boy. Homeboy was pissed. Oh shit. Oh shit. Moving on. Masha Slamovich defeated Cora Jade. Ariana Grace, the personal... My bad. I want to say the personal concierge. She's actually the liaison. So she was on commentary here. Masha Slamovich ended up defeating Cora Jade via the Requiem Power Driver. Makes perfect sense. The match was okay for the most part. Cora Jade's okay. They actually protected Cora Jade by stopping the match with Jordan Grace. So that was cool. My bad. That was clearly a work, which makes perfect sense. Why wouldn't it be? They just wanted to make Jordan Grace look strong, and they wanted to make Cora Jade at least look somewhat credible. So kudos on the part of NXT. So that was great there. What do you do with Cora Jade going forward after this? I have no idea. I really don't know at this point. I don't know. Moving on. So this leads us into the ladder match. Moose versus Jeff Hardy for the X Division Championship. Moose, with the help of Alicia Edwards, defeated Jeff Hardy. So this was just a typical ladder match. Basically, steel chairs were involved. Tables were involved. Jeff Hardy ends up hitting Moose with a steel chair a couple times throughout the match and stuff. Hardy was able to hit most of his moves in the match. Basically, he ended up beating up Moose. He put him through a table via a swanton bomb off the apron. He goes up to climb the ladder, and then Alicia Edwards, her worthless ass, shows up. She hits Jeff Hardy with the kendo stick, but to no avail. Jeff Hardy then twists the fates her. This allows for Moose to spear Jeff Hardy. The table breaks. It was in the corner. And then Moose wins. This is fine here. I kind of figured that they weren't going to do Jeff Hardy going over Moose, because then that means that the heels would have won the main event. So, yeah. But it makes sense. But it does suck to see Jeff Hardy lose one of the matches. One of the matches that that made him famous, basically. I don't get it. It is what it is. I have no idea who's going to be the one to dethrone Moose. So, there's that. But Moose kind of had an okay week. Like I said before, him and Obafemi, they killed it at NXT Roadblock this past Tuesday. That was great. This match here between Jeff Hardy and Moose was okay, I guess. It was all right. Moving on. So my bad. So Santino Marella is backstage, and he's getting yelled at by Mike Santana, who's irate. He says the gutter is where he thrives, but he needs Santino's help. Santino says that Mustafa Ali is a sneaky son of a gun. So this Thursday is going to be a rematch, and the Good Hands and Tasha Steelz are going to be barred from ringside. Okay, that's fine. All right. Moving on. So then we get a dumb, worthless ass segment involving First Class. This was clearly done to give everybody some downtime for a little bit. This was dumb. This was like their third installment of Penthouse. So they pimped their merchandise. And then they now have a record label called First Class Records. And they're going to be holding live auditions with audience members tonight. So then Aztec Warriors, they come out, that being Octagon Jr. and Laredo Kid. I apologize. And basically, AJ Francis tells him that you'd expect the heel to say in Border Town. So basically, Laredo Kid calls them a bunch of cheaters and assholes, which is funny. And then they're about to get into like a brawl, and they're separated by officials. I don't know about any of this shit. This is a waste of time, in my opinion. I don't know. Main event of the evening: 10-man tag team match, steel cage. Joe Hendry, Matt Hardy, Elijah, Leon Slater, and Nic Nemeth, they defeat the system, which is Eddie Edwards, Brian Myers, JDC, and Eddie and Orlando Colon. So, this makes sense. Leon Slater jumped off the cage, which was great. That was cool. It's just a bunch of. It was basically like a clusterfuck of of stuff basically. Matt Hardy gets the win via a twist of fate. The chair was wrapped around JDC's neck. Hopefully he's okay here. And then that was it. So the baby faces they celebrated for a brief moment. Then Ryan Nemeth, he shows up. He has the key. He locks the steel cage. The only two men that are in the ring are Nic Nemeth and Matt Hardy, so the heel turn's coming. So Nick then super kicks Matt Hardy. He does a DDT on the steel chair. Joe Hendry and Elijah and everybody try to get into the steel cage, but the Nemeths were swinging steel chairs and stuff like that. And then Matt Hardy gets thrown into the steel cage. He gets busted open. Nic Nemeth then headbutts him. And then Ryan and Nick, they continue to beat up Matt Hardy some more. And that was the end of the show. Okay, pretty good stuff there. I'm glad that Nic Nemeth has finally turned heel. It makes perfect sense, obviously. Perfect sense because we knew where this was all going. Like, why wouldn't he turn heel? So this is clearly going to set up the rematch between Nic Nemeth and Joe Hendry at Rebellion. So this makes perfect sense. They got 6 weeks to build it. Well, no, they've got 7 weeks to build it. So this is fine. Really good stuff here. So the main event was fine. I enjoyed Tessa Blanchard and Li Lang Lee. The Knockouts tag team match was okay as well. That was cool. I didn't care for Steve Maclin and Frankie Kazarian. I did not care for Mance Warner and Sami Callihan. The Rascals and Ace Austin, that was tremendous. Really good stuff there. So that 6-man tag was great. So this was an okay show for the most part. And we got a pretty decent heel turn by Nic Nemeth. But what did you guys think of TNA Sacrifice? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.